Well, hello there. Where are you?
Hi, everybody. I'm coming to you today from my house in Oklahoma in the States.
What time is it?
It is about noon my time right now, and it's raining, and it's a very pretty day.
And are you looking forward to your TT Experience interview?
I am. This is going to be fun. This is one of my first media type things for UK readers, and I'm really excited about it.
As an author interview, we're legally obligated to ask you your favorite book of all. But we don't like to play by the rules, so tell us the worst book you've ever read.
Probably my books in first draft form, because they start off really, really, really terrible. And hopefully they get better along the way, but you just never know.
And do you judge books by their covers?
Absolutely. I almost always judge books by their covers when I'm browsing in shops or just looking for something to read for myself. Fortunately, I have a lot of very good friends who are very avid readers, and so they're usually there to say, hey, I read this book, it's awesome, don't judge it by its cover, and I always take their word for it.
We asked the book club to describe your book less than 20 words. Can you do it in exactly 20 and include words you should buy it?
Ooh, I don't know if I can do it in exactly 20, but I'll try. You should buy it because it's fun, fast, funny, has boys, and lots of cool spy gear for your amusement. There we go.
Spy School. Is there anything you want to tell us?
Not about my personal past. I had a very normal sort of upbringing. I have no spy background or knowledge of any kind besides what I found out through research and things. But I've always kind of fantasized about what would it be like to go to a special school. You know, like a lot of kids, I was really into Harry Potter and really into the whole boarding school experience. And I think I enjoyed the experience of Hogwarts as much as I enjoyed anything else. And so when I got the opportunity to write about my own sort of super special school, I really embraced it because I thought that would be just a lot of fun, and I get to spend a lot of time there in my imagination.
What would your secret spy name be? Please don't include 00. It's too easy.
My secret spy name would probably be something like Author Gal or something like that.
The line, knowing 3 ways to kill somebody with uncooked spaghetti, comes up a lot. Let's hear them in more detail.
Oh my gosh. Well, I personally think that you would have to do something involving the uncooked spaghetti in, airway constriction. There's probably also some good strangulation types of things going on there, and I'm sure the third is probably very highly classified, but it probably involves an eardrum.
What other less scary things can you do with spaghetti? Do you want to suggest a nice recipe for your loyal followers?
There's nothing wrong with just a little spaghetti with some olive oil and some fresh basil and a little garlic. That is a very, very good dinner.
In the UK, you're on your first book, but in the US, you're about to publish the 4th, Only the Good Spy Young. Any hints for our US visitors about what to expect?
Ooh, Gallagher Girls 4, or Only the Good Spy Young, it picks up just a few weeks after Gallagher Girls 3 leaves off. It actually starts in London. Cami is going on Christmas vacation with Bex and her family, and they're at the Tower of London when they run into an old friend who may not be a friend anymore. And so we really jump into the action with this one right off the bat, and it pretty much doesn't slow down. It's one of the more sort of fast-paced, action-packed books in the series so far, and I think readers of the series are going to be really happy because they find out the answers to a lot of questions that have been giving people real headaches for a while.
I Tell You I Love You, But Then I'd Have to Kill You is the longest book title we know. How do you shorten it?
I usually call I'd Tell You I Love You, But Then I'd Have to Kill You just Love You, Kill You. When I'm typing it in emails or on my blog or whatever, I even shorten it even further, and I just say LYKY. And my agent, my editor, everybody at the publishing house, that's kind of become our shorthand for that big long title. Because you're right, it is a very long title, and if I had to type it out in detail every single time, I would probably never get any more books written because it takes a really long time.
Controversially, for some of our users at least, Cami and Josh don't hold hands until page 183. What's going on?
It took a while for Cami to actually, meet Josh. We had to set up the school. We had to set up the whole experience. And then, of course, when you're a Gallagher girl, you can't just jump right into things. They had to make sure that he was, not a terrorist or a rogue agent or something first. So Cami was very careful with her heart, as well she should be.
Pictures of your feet on Twitter. What other ways do you procrastinate?
Oh, I can procrastinate in a lot of ways. I'm a huge TV junkie. I eat too much and bake too much and watch way too many movies. I love to read. I can find plenty of ways to spend a day. I mean, you can usually tell how far I am behind with my deadlines and stuff by, how many times I do laundry and all of these types of things. Because I can pretty much fill a day in a lot of ways. You'd be surprised.
We also saw you mention of life getting better after high school. Was it not a great time for you? Tell us about it. We're listening.
High school, I think, is always hard for people. It was hard for me in hindsight. At the time, I didn't mind it so much. But you look back on it and you're like, oh, did I really wear my hair like that? Did I really care about that? Was that really a big deal? And in hindsight, it totally wasn't. And I wasted a whole lot of energy worrying about things that absolutely didn't matter.
One member rated your book 11 out of 10. Does this make you happy or make your head hurt?
It makes me very, very happy when people enjoy the books. That's ultimately why we do it. I mean, I write to get these stories out of my head. I write because I like these characters. I like these stories. I like where it's going. And it makes me feel great when people enjoy what we've done. It's also the kind of thing that you have to turn it off in your brain when people dislike what you did, because everybody's entitled to their opinion. And you're not going to suit everybody all the time. I mean, there are people in the world who don't like To Kill a Mockingbird and Pride and Prejudice, and those are my favorite books. So if people can dislike those books, then they are more than welcome to dislike my books.
Another said that her boyfriend wouldn't drive a forklift into a building, and instead said, knowing him, he'd probably charge through the door and then get caught straight away. Do you think she should dump him or send him to boot camp?
Well, I think you should never dump a boy just because he's not necessarily going to drive a forklift through a wall. I think that's some pretty high, strict standards that you have for your guy there. And we also need to take into account the fact that boys can be very good at very different things. Maybe he's not the come rescue and save you type. Maybe he's the make sure you get your taxes in on time type. And that's also very valuable. So you should never discount a guy just because he isn't necessarily like a kung fu master.
That's the end of our question. How did you find it? Painful or pain-free?
This was very pain-free. I'm very happy to be here, and thank you very much for welcoming me and the Gallagher girls to the UK so warmly.
What are you going to go do now?
Now I'm actually going to go write. I'm working on the first draft of High Society 2. I believe High Society 1 will be out in the UK sometime in 2011, and hopefully you'll enjoy the first book and be looking forward to the second book.
Great, thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.